Here's the truth nobody wants to mention openly. When you cannot stop pondering about a man, something is already taking place with him as well. I do not mean something imaginary or fake, but a genuine connection between two people that no one can fully explain, yet almost everyone has experienced. Before you think this is only meant to lift your spirits, hold on. What I am about to explain is not based on wishes or fantasies, but on what may truly be happening when someone refuses to leave your thoughts. Believe me, he could be sensing it far more deeply than you imagine. He appears in your mind while you are having breakfast. You notice something amusing and think he would enjoy it, or hear a tune and suddenly he is in your thoughts again. You try to focus on work, friends, or anything else, but he keeps returning, leaving you wondering if you are losing your senses or if he even remembers you. Let me tell you this, you are not strange, and there is a strong possibility he is experiencing something similar too. If you can't stop thinking about him, hit like so this truth reaches more women who need it. When two people share a genuine bond, it does not move in only one direction. It is not simply you being overly sentimental or overthinking. Something real is unfolding. In this discussion, I am going to explain the 7 matters already taking place with him when he refuses to leave your thoughts, not possibilities, but real experiences that may be happening right now. By the end, you will understand why you cannot stop pondering about him and what it truly signifies. So remain here because what you are about to discover will change how you see this entire situation. Let us begin right away. He senses your vibe even when you are not in the same place. All right, so the initial matter, when you ponder about someone constantly, they sense it. I realize this may appear unusual, but listen carefully to me. Each time you ponder about him, you are releasing a certain vibe. And whether he realizes it or not, he is receiving it. Have you ever experienced someone entering your thoughts suddenly and then they message you shortly after? Or you have a dream about someone you have not spoken with in ages, and suddenly they contact you. That is not mere coincidence. That is the vibe at work. It is the way people connect, even when they are not physically close. When you keep pondering about him, worrying about him, remembering his words, and wondering what he is doing, your focus stays centered on him. That steady focus creates an unseen connection, like a thread gently drawing him closer, even if he does not understand why. He may not consciously think you are pondering about him, but he senses something. He feels a quiet pull and an unexpected urge to think about you or check his phone. He may suddenly wonder what you are doing or feel like reaching out without any clear reason. That is the feeling you believe is reaching toward him. The more you ponder about him, the stronger that pull seems to become, almost like knocking on his door without realizing it. He may not respond right away or fully understand what he is feeling, but he notices it in his own way. Now, does this mean he will message you every time you think about him? No. Life does not unfold that perfectly, but it can feel as though your presence stays with him even when you are apart. Think about the times you suddenly feel uneasy or unexpectedly happy without knowing why. Many people experience emotions that seem connected to those around them, their thoughts and the bonds they share. We rarely speak about it because it sounds unusual, yet it often feels very real. And when someone ponders about you as often as you ponder about him, that feeling can become even harder to ignore. He may distract himself or try to move on, but deep inside he still senses your presence. So if you think you are the only one experiencing this, you are mistaken. He may be experiencing it too, simply in his own way. And that brings me toward the following matter. He is having increased ideas about you compared to normal. When you cannot remove someone from your thoughts, they are pondering about you more frequently too. It resembles your steady ideas about him awakening his own ideas about you. You are not experiencing this by yourself. He is pondering about you much more than previously. Perhaps he is recalling statements you made. Perhaps he is reviewing past messages or pictures. Perhaps he is considering the previous occasion he met you. Perhaps he is questioning your current activities, the people with you, whether you are pondering about him as well. See, when someone occupies space within your thoughts, it functions mutually. Your ideas do not simply vanish into nothing. They produce an effect. They alter matters. And one of the matters they alter involves his ideas. He begins pondering about you more. Even if unintended, he may stay occupied with tasks, with companions, with daily routines, but then you suddenly enter his thoughts. And when that occurs, he pauses briefly. Comment, he's feeling it if you're constantly thinking about a guy right now. He wonders, he recalls, and at times he even smiles without realizing the reason. This does not involve anything magical. It concerns the way individuals form bonds. When a genuine connection exists between two individuals, ideas move back and forth, similar to waves. You ponder about him, and it activates something within him that causes him to ponder about you. It resembles a back and forth exchange that neither of you chose, but both participate in actively. And the more you ponder about him, the more his thoughts return to you. It feels as if your ideas remind his mind, hey, recall her. Yes, you ought to ponder about her at this moment. And he does so, even during efforts to avoid it. Here is another occurrence that takes place. He will begin measuring others against you. Not deliberately, but when you occupy someone's thoughts to this degree, you set the measure. He may attend an outing with another person and consider she seems pleasant, but she is not like her. He may converse with a companion and recall something you mentioned that felt more amusing or clever or simply unique. You turn into this individual in his thoughts whom others struggle to match because you exceed a mere recollection. You represent a sensation. You embody this complete presence he returns to repeatedly. And once positioned there within someone's thoughts, it becomes truly challenging for anyone else to replace you. So if you question whether he ever ponders about you, the response is affirmative, far more than you understand, particularly if you cannot stop pondering about him. And these are not brief ideas only, they are profound ones. The type where he truly halts and reflects about you. His feelings shift when you occupy his thoughts. Here is something many individuals overlook. When you ponder about someone steadily, their feelings begin changing. And when you remain constantly in his thoughts due to the vibe you release, his feelings change too. He may sense greater happiness unexpectedly, or he may experience this odd unease as if something remains absent. He may feel more sensitive than normal, more reflective, more unfocused, and he will not even recognize the cause. Have you observed how when you ponder about someone, your entire feelings transform? Perhaps you smile. Perhaps you feel down. Perhaps you feel thrilled or uneasy or puzzled. No matter the emotion, pondering about them influences your state. Well, the identical process is unfolding for him. When your vibe continues reaching him, when ideas of you keep appearing in his thoughts, his emotions begin shifting. He may feel positive at one moment and then sense this odd draw afterward. He may feel driven or he may feel halted. But regardless, he is sensing something and it links directly to you. Individuals fail to recognize how greatly our ideas about others influence them. We assume our ideas remain private within our minds, but they do not. They move outward, they arrive, they generate effects. And when someone ponders about you as often as you ponder about them, those effects grow larger. So, if he behaves differently recently, if he appears removed or unfocused or more sensitive, there exists a strong likelihood it stems from you occupying his thoughts. Your steady ideas about him stir something within him, and he tries to understand where those feelings are coming from. He may grow quiet and reflective, or become unusually busy trying to distract himself. He may seem more emotional or distant, even around other people. His friends may notice something has changed, yet he may not have an explanation. All he knows is that things feel different, and you seem to occupy his thoughts more than before. He begins noticing things that remind him of you. A melody, a place, a scent, a joke, or an ordinary moment suddenly brings you to mind. Just as your thoughts connect everyday experiences back to him, the same process seems to happen for him. He may hear a song you both enjoyed, see someone dressed like you, remember a meal you shared, or pass a place you visited together. His mind naturally starts linking more and more experiences to you. Type yes if you want me to reveal all 7 signs he's thinking about you too. This is why it can feel as though reminders appear everywhere. It is not necessarily the world sending messages, but both minds becoming so focused that ordinary moments seem connected to one another. Every reminder brings another thought, and every thought strengthens the connection. It becomes a cycle where you ponder about him. He seems to ponder about you, and each new reminder makes those thoughts return again and again. So, if you sense that everything connects you to him, believe me, he experiences the identical situation regarding you. He will view a film and a figure will act in a manner that recalls you. He will visit a shop and pass by an item you favor. He will hear a remark and consider, she would find that amusing. You have integrated into his view of the surroundings now, and that integration does not simply disappear. Once someone weaves into your thinking process, they remain present. They influence everything, and he manages that currently because of how deeply you have pondered about him. He senses a draw to contact you, yet remains uncertain how. This aspect stands out as significant. When someone occupies your thoughts steadily and that vibe reaches them, they begin sensing this attraction to speak with you, to connect, to express anything at all. But here exists the challenge. Frequently, they lack clarity on the approach. He may grasp his device many times daily considering messaging you. He may compose a note and then remove it. He may review previous exchanges seeking a reason to begin dialogue. He may even check your online profiles merely to learn your recent activities, but then he pauses. He considers it too much. He questions, what exactly would I mention? Would it appear odd? Does she even desire contact from me? What happens if no reply comes? So despite sensing this powerful impulse to connect, he restrains himself, and that causes him to ponder about you even more, since now he does not merely recall you occasionally. He actively works to determine the proper expression toward you, and that occupies even greater space within his thoughts. This explains why at times men will connect using something casual or minor, like an image, a greeting, a query that requires no real response. It happens because they have pondered about you and finally gathered the boldness to express something, anything at all, simply to end the quiet. But if he has not connected yet, it does not indicate absence of thoughts about you. It may simply mean he stays trapped within his own reflections, attempting to locate the suitable occasion or suitable expressions. During that period of reflection, you remain constantly in his thoughts. He may imagine conversations with you, practicing what he would say and how you might respond. He thinks about different possibilities. What could happen if things go well? What could go wrong, or whether you have already moved forward? These thoughts continue because you remain someone he cannot easily remove from his mind. The more he considers reaching out, the more present you become in his thoughts. It may feel like you are someone he wants to speak with, but no longer knows how to approach. The attraction remains, even if he feels uncertain, fearful, or caught in overthinking. So if you are waiting for his message, understand that he may have considered it more times than you realize. Comment pull. If you've ever felt that invisible energy pull with someone, his vibe feels scattered and unfocused. When someone constantly thinks about another person, it takes up mental space. You may experience this by thinking about him during work, around friends, or while trying to focus on other things. The same can happen for him when he keeps thinking about you. His attention becomes divided, his thoughts become unclear, and he may struggle to maintain his usual focus. He drifts away more often. He overlooks details. His mind resides elsewhere, and that elsewhere centers on you. Individuals near him may even observe it. You seem all right. You appear different. what occupies your thoughts, and he may lack the words to respond since he does not completely understand the reason for such disorganization. But you cause it. Your steady ideas about him produce this ongoing disturbance in his mind that he cannot silence. It resembles a melody repeating endlessly in his head, except the melody consists of you, and no matter his efforts, he cannot remove it. This actually serves as an indication that the bond between you two holds truth, because if it amounted to nothing, he would not sense this. He would simply proceed with his routine and set you aside. But he cannot since you occupy his thoughts now, and that proves challenging to reverse. So if he appears altered, if he seems not fully present, it likely stems from managing the identical experience you face, a mind that refuses to cease returning to one individual. An attention that keeps interrupting because another person keeps appearing in his ideas. And that individual is you. He may commit errors at his tasks he avoids normally. He may overlook arrangements with companions. He may gaze into distance more frequently. He may participate less fully in discussions. And every part connects back to you occupying his thoughts so deeply that he cannot direct full attention elsewhere. And here remains the key point. The more disorganized he feels, the more he will question the reason. And when he questions the reason, he will arrive at you, because you represent the element that differs. You represent the element that shifted. You cause his mind to operate differently from its usual pattern. And once he recognizes that, it prompts him to ponder about you even further. He begins examining what you signify to him. And this stands as the final aspect, the major one. When someone occupies your thoughts steadily and that vibe reaches them and they begin pondering about you more, another development occurs. They begin inquiring of themselves. Why do I continue pondering about her? What does she represent to me? Does this hold genuine importance? Previously, perhaps he viewed you merely as a companion or someone attractive yet without deeper reflection. Or perhaps uncertainty surrounded his emotions. But now that you refuse to exit his mind, now that he keeps sensing this attraction toward you, he examines every part. He asks himself matters such as, do I hold emotions for her? Is this simple interest or something deeper? Why can I not stop pondering about her? What if I need to take steps regarding this? And those inquiries, they transform situations because once someone begins examining what you represent, they cannot return to the previous view. You have advanced from the background within their world to the forefront. You have progressed from a known individual to someone considered with real depth. This does not indicate he will hurry toward you the next day and declare deep affection. Everyday reality does not unfold so neatly, but it does indicate he occupies a changed position with you now compared to earlier. Share this with a friend who can't get a guy out of her head. You have moved from another person to someone he truly evaluates with serious thought. And that movement holds great importance because most individuals pass through life without deep reflection about surrounding people. But when someone compels you to reflect, when someone refuses to exit your mind no matter the effort, you must pause and examine the reason. You must determine the situation. And that exactly describes his current experience. He works to determine your meaning to him. He works to comprehend these emotions. He works to clarify why you have claimed so much room within his thoughts, and whether he acknowledges it or not, whether he acts upon it or not, you have already altered something inside him. You have already prompted his questions. And that holds strength because inquiries lead toward resolutions, and resolutions lead toward steps. It simply requires duration. He may discuss you with his companions, not in direct fashion, but he may introduce you within talks. What opinion do you hold about her? Or do you believe she holds interest in me? Or simply referencing something you mentioned or performed? That represents him attempting to process his emotions through external views. He may also withdraw briefly, not due to lack of care, but because he strives to sort matters. When individuals begin examining their emotions, they occasionally require room for reflection. So if he appears removed, it might truly mean he ponders about you more, not less. He simply processes the situation. So what does all this indicate for you? All right. So now you understand, when you cannot stop pondering about a man, he senses it too. He ponders about you more. His feelings shift. Elements connect him to you. He senses attraction to connect. He appears unfocused. And he begins examining your true meaning to him. But here remains what you must grasp. Just because all this unfolds does not mean it will transform into precisely your desire immediately. Life involves complications. Individuals hold complexity. Timing plays a role. So does concern. So does his history. So do numerous additional factors unrelated to his thoughts about you. But what you can recognize with certainty involves this: you do not experience it alone. He travels this path too. Perhaps he avoids displaying it. Perhaps he lacks readiness to express it. Perhaps he does not yet fully comprehend it. But it exists. It holds truth. And it influences him similarly to its influence on you. So what action follows with this knowledge? First, cease criticizing yourself for pondering about him so deeply. It does not represent weakness. It does not mean you act irrationally or fixated. It simply occurs when a genuine bond exists between two individuals. Your ideas remain normal and they achieve more than you realize. Second, rely upon your inner sense. If your intuition signals a bond between you two, it likely does exist. Avoid permitting concern or uncertainty or excessive thought to dissuade you from what you recognize inwardly. Your natural senses detect something genuine. Third, allow duration. Just because he senses all this does not mean readiness for action today. Individuals progress at varying paces. Some require additional time to sort emotions. Some need to address personal matters initially, and that remains acceptable. That does not diminish the reality of your bond. It simply means full readiness has not arrived yet. And fourth, continue your own path. Avoid halting everything while awaiting his clarity. Avoid ceasing personal growth, encountering others, pursuing enjoyable activities. Because here exists the truth. The more you direct attention toward your personal path, the stronger your vibe becomes. And the stronger your vibe becomes, the more he will sense it. And the more he senses it, the greater the likelihood he takes steps regarding it. You possess greater influence here than you realize. Your ideas hold importance. Your vibe holds importance. And at this moment, whether recognized or not, you already influence him. You already occupy his thoughts. You already create shifts. If any of these signs hit you, comment which number below. So cease questioning if he ever ponders about you. He does so far more than you understand. The fact that you cannot stop pondering about him feels meaningful to you, as though something is unfolding beneath the surface. Whether it takes a week, a month, or longer, you believe clarity will come in time. So rely on the progression, rely on yourself, and trust what you genuinely feel, even if it has not yet been spoken aloud. You are not irrational, you are not inventing matters, and you do not have to feel alone in what you are experiencing. You may believe he is sensing the same attraction, facing similar thoughts, and trying to understand what it all means. When that understanding finally comes, everything you have felt and everything he has experienced may seem to point toward the same destination. So breathe calmly, practice patience, and continue being yourself. Because the person he cannot stop pondering about may be you, even if he has not expressed it yet. Hold on to what feels true for you. Trust yourself, and remember that if something is truly meant to happen, it will unfold at the right time. You both continue finding your way, even while apart. Comment the strongest sign you noticed, and subscribe for more Matthew Hussey insights on love and attraction.